So today we're making sound panels. I started a bit late, so it's like 4:30, almost 5, and so it'll be a 2-day project, whatever. Anyway, so I brought out this fun thing, which is gonna be interesting. I've never really used a table saw before, but I have parental oversight, don't worry. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting, I guess. Oh, and also, all of this is going to be outlined in a blog post that I'll put in the link in the description below. It has all the material lists and everything, and in total, the whole material and everything list comes out to about $20 per panel. So it's not the most cost-efficient way of sound dampening a room, but it's gonna be fun, I think, I hope, and it'll hopefully work. And there will be a test at the end of the video to see if it actually does anything. And so, yeah, we're just gonna get started. And so if you don't have all of the equipment that I'm gonna use, like a table saw, a staple gun, all this stuff, then all of that needs to be used or needs to be purchased or whatever, so I can't really tell you how much that'll cost, but it'll be a lot more than doing it like this. So if you have all of the equipment, go for it, and it'll be no big deal. It'll probably take a couple hours, but you know what, we'll see. I'm just gonna say it right off the bat, this has been very successful. So right here we have our first one drying, and so this is the frame that we're making to fit this Rockwool Comfort Board 80 insulation. And so this I've just used Lee Page Pro Carpenter's glue, and this I got at the hardware store, and you just put the cap right on it. And I've gotten these corner clamps, and there's some glue in between there, and it's just clamping these shut for 25 minutes until they're dry. And then over here as well, I've done the same thing, and I am going to start these once these two have dried, and then we're going to do all of these. And so I have also, one of the most important things that I've gotten is right here. So this stuff is Scott's Pro Landscape fabric, and this is a tip I picked up from Gerald Undone's video, and he used this to cover the back of his sound panel once he has put his insulation in and everything. And so this is going to go onto there. So once they have more or less dried for about 20 to 25 minutes, you can fire a little staple into it with this staple gun or whatever. If you have a staple gun, you can fire a little staple into the side of it like that. And so that just ensures that it's very secure and very safe. You could also fire a crown staple, if you have them, into the end here. But I'm not doing that because I don't really want to, and I don't want to risk that. So now I have one frame almost done, and I'm going to make the others, and then I'll check in with you. So a really important thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your fabric and sort of kind of pull it along the edges and use your staple gun to kind of create a little bit of tension, because then once you kind of create more tension, it'll create sort of a dynamic diamond also. Think of it like that. So to get our insulation into here, I'm just going to take a little bit of 3M Super 77 spray adhesive. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit, and spray some in. And then when handling insulation, it's advised that you wear protective gear, so yeah. That was one. Oh. Wow, this has been difficult. But I'm almost there, and now I'm just going to take my pair of scissors and finish cutting the top layer of landscape fabric. And I'm going to pull quite a bit on it to create some tension, but first I'm just going to cut through here. So when you're handling all of this insulation, you're gonna want to wear gloves and everything because you'll get irritated hands. Honestly, my hands are already irritated, so if they get irritated from this, I don't think I'll really tell. But yeah, no, it's always best practice to make sure that you have the proper protective gear on when you're doing this. Now I'm gonna grab my staple gun and bam. So at this point, you're just aiming for the cleanest install. And so I am just tucking all of this under and stapling it and making it look as nice while also being high performance and very absorbent. So, almost done. This is the last one. And I'm just going to tuck that there. Staple. It's a bit thick in this corner, but then I'm just going to revisit this corner and try to nurse this back to life. And you just want to make sure that it looks as clean as possible. Really all about the cleanliness here. But I'm just tucking this and there we go. That's the last staple, and we have finished our sound panel. And here it is. It was on the floor, and so it accumulated a lot of gross stuff. You should probably do this on a table, but I didn't really see it for myself using it on a table, so I just am going to take all of that off. So it is a new day now, and I got one of my frames finished, and that means that there are 4 more frames to go. I also cleaned off a little workspace over here to wrap the frames in and insert the insulation. So I didn't really run through all of the measurements or anything like that. So basically, what you have to do is that your insulation, let's just say it's 2 by 4. 2 feet by 4 feet. The frame needs to accommodate 2 feet by 4 feet on the inside, not on the outside. So people would just say like, oh, okay, so all of a sudden, of course, I just do like, like 1 2-foot thing and 1 4-foot thing. But no, that's not actually right. So this wood is 3/4 inch thick. It advertises 1 inch thick, but it's 3/4 inch thick. And that means that you have to times that by 2. 3/4 inch times 2 is 1.5. And so you have to think about, okay, so it would usually be 24 by 48, 24 inches by 48 inches, 2 feet by 4 feet. But you have to add on that 1.5 inches so that the inside of the frame, this portion of the frame, is big enough to accommodate the insulation. And so also if your glue breaks, so I've just been using this Lee Page Pro glue, and it's been pretty good for right now, but I have fired in some nails on the top just because one of these frames did break, And so I just wanted to make sure that I wouldn't have any breaking or anything. Once you get into the wrapping phase and all that, you want to make sure that your frame is everything perfectly great. So I did the wood glue, and then I also did 4 nails on each side of the frame so that it's just fully connected and there's no chance of it breaking or anything, which is very important to make sure that your frame is perfect. So that's this, and now I have one done, and I'm gonna start working on this one, and then I will continue working on the other 4. So I'm just right now working on the kind of just wrapping the sound panel in the landscape fabric, and I want to show you something. So basically right here I have many staples lined up, 1, 2 staples there, and then I've come over to the other side and kind of tugged a little bit to create a little bit of tension in there, which is the perfect way to get a really clean wrap of your sound panel. But then watch this in this corner. So when I take this side, pull it over, you start seeing that. And when I said dynamic diamond earlier, that's what I meant. So basically, once you have gotten enough tension on this side all the way over to that side, then you start tugging over here and over here, and you can start getting enough tension to create sort of a dynamic diamond, and it creates a really nice wrap and a very clean wrap, which is important. Okay, so I'm back in the studio now, and I have all the sound panels put up, and I just want to do a little test and see if they actually make a difference and if it was worth spending $150 to make them, and just to see if they actually work. And right now you're hearing me through the Rode Video Mic NTG, which is the main mic I do all of my shooting in studio with. And then the other mic I use is this one. This is the Rode Video Mic Row, and this one is just meant for run and gun, quick, easy, no problem, just run and gun, done, whatever, shooting. And so this is what I used to use for studio shooting before I upgraded to the Video Mic NTG. And so this is a great little mic, and it's very compact, as you can see, and it's great, but it doesn't sound that great when you introduce echo to it. And when you introduce a big room, this room is fairly big, there's echo, there's bouncing around. So I'm just gonna see if this makes any difference and if it's worth making sound panels at all. So I have a few sound panels hung up on the walls. I have one sound panel hung up behind here, one sound panel hung up over here, and then 2 sound panels here. And then right next to me, to try to bounce sound and absorb it, I have one sound panel right here and one sound panel right there, and they're just absorbing as much sound as possible. And actually, now bringing them in here, it sounds different in here now. Like, it actually sounds, it does not sound as echoey. So I'm just gonna do a few quick tests, and we're gonna see if they actually make a difference. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So right now you're listening to the Rode Video Micro. It probably does not sound as good, but it's boomed on a pole that's just coming from here, going across here, and then the mic is just out of frame. And that's how I have all of my mic. It's best to keep the mic as close to your mouth as possible when shooting, because if you have your mic all the way back here, you're not going to be getting as good audio if you have it right here. So this mic is about 15 inches away, And this mic would be the same. It's just boomed on the same boom pole. And then the mic all the way on the camera would be approximately 45 inches away. So it makes a big difference to keep it on a boom pole and to make sure that you get the mic as close to your mouth as possible. That's one of the most essential things about getting clean audio. So now I'm gonna take all of the sound panels out of the room and we'll see how that sounds. Oh my gosh, it sounds so different in this room now. And if I just do a little clap, you hear the sound waves bouncing all around. And then when we put the sound panels back up, it's gonna sound totally different. And then I have just the mic boomed on this boom pole as always. And right now you're listening to the Rode VideoMic NTG, which is definitely more directional. So you're gonna be hearing better audio with this than, for example, with this little thing. But if you are looking to save some money but also get some pretty good audio quality, you're gonna wanna go for this. But then if you're looking for a higher end mic for all around uses, you can use the Rode VideoMic NTG, which is a fabulous mic, and I've really been enjoying it over the last few months using it. So it sounds so different in here. I think the biggest difference you're gonna find is with the Rode VideoMic Pro, because it's gonna be with the VideoMic NTG. I listened to the last video, it sounds pretty good. You can still hear some echo, which is not ideal, but with this one, you're gonna be hearing so much more echo, and so that's gonna be a serious improvement. So let's just play those clips again, and we're gonna see which one sounds better. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So obviously the NTG sounds better, but then when you introduce sound panels, it sounds 1,000 times better with this. So I went back and I listened to these samples one more time, and I am honestly blown away with how well the sound panels work, and they're super high performance, and they're really fairly easy to make, honestly. And so it's just been a very fun activity to be doing. And this video is really long, I know, but I enjoyed making it, and I enjoyed making the sound panels for the education of you guys, but also to make my videos sound better so I can just keep leveling up my videos as much as I can. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Click the like button below if you liked this video, comment below if you have any questions for me, or if you just like to make your voice heard, something we need now more than ever, and subscribe below if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.